chose the church this morning because of all the action on the camera this past week. So my last video was, I think, on a Sunday. You guys saw scrapes, and the day after it was bugs everywhere. I had about 6 does in the food plot last night for a while, and then I think it was Wednesday. I had deer all in the food plot for hours. So they've gnawed it down to nothing over here at the church. This food plot just needs to be a little bit bigger, but it's still providing some nutrients for them to refill. So late season food is very, very important this time of year because all the acorns are gone. Some of the other crops they've eaten all of those, but they're just eating on browse right now. So browse ain't gonna help them in this weather when it's 30 degrees, 20 degrees, and down in the teens. So here in South Carolina, we get that every now and then, but we got a clear, crisp morning, clear and cold. So late season food is very, very important. So I'm gonna sit tight, see what I can get going this morning. I've already had some duck hunters letting out shots. You know them boys, as soon as it breaks daylight, they get legal ship light, they letting it fly, they throwing lead all over the place. So hope they get their limit this morning. So y'all stay tuned, hang in there with me for a little while, see if we can get going on this crisp cold morning in South Carolina. Like, subscribe, and share. Everybody that's already subscribed, I appreciate you guys supporting me, checking me out every now and then. So hope everybody has a good day. I know Christmas is around the corner, so we're looking for a Christmas bug. All right, y'all stay tuned. All right, little, I guess mid-morning check-in. It's about 10:30. No deer movement, just before daylight. Seems to be the going theme here lately for the morning hunts. I did text a neighbor hunting on a neighboring property. Kevin said he had 8 does at 7:20 this morning, but nothing else after that. It seemed to be really weird this morning. Not a whole lot of wind. As I said earlier, it was a north wind this morning. It's about 1 mile an hour, and it got down to nothing. So it's been really quiet. Hardly any birds, hardly any squirrels, believe that or not. But it's been really weird this morning. So I was gonna hang in till 10 o'clock, but it just seems like everything just really started moving around 9:30, 9:45. But having some discussion with Chris from Blue Collar Bucks, we were discussing strategy and early season scrapes and movement, then rut movement, and then reverting back to late season movement, as I mentioned earlier about late season food. So early season, these deer had them on scrapes. That was kind of setting the tone and getting the area situated on who was the boss and who wasn't the boss for the territory. Then they just disappeared during the rut. Then you find other scrapes and find those bucks on different scrapes, what we call rut scrapes. And Chris and I was talking last night about how the deer are reverting back to those first preseason, if you will, scrapes starting in late September, early October. They're kind of going back to those areas. And if you watched my last video, you saw I had some, I think it was December 14th, had some scrapes right out here where I'm hunting now, just 4 in a very small area. And then the following day had bucks just everywhere. Bucks I haven't had on camera all year or preseason. So it's kind of interesting that we discussed that. So I don't know if you guys experienced the same thing. If so, drop some comments down below about early season scrapes, rubs, then rut, actual rut scrapes, and then late season scrapes if you found any. Just like to start that conversation to see what you guys think about it. But that's something that Chris and I have noticed the past couple of years, this year particularly in general, I guess, because we discussed it last year and had some paid more attention this year to it, and it's seemed to be something to that. So drop some comments down below if you hadn't already. Subscribe so I can learn as I learn from these deer and learn from you guys giving me some information as well. So I'm not a know-it-all, so I'll take any constructive criticism, instruction that I can get to make me a better hunter. So I got Max up in at the beginning of the roadbed hunting a climber that I have. We had some action up there this morning, but I think it was before daylight as well. So I'm probably gonna climb down, get ready for this evening's hunt, go grab a little bit of food and decide on where I'm gonna go this evening. But yesterday evening right here, I had 6 deer in here for hours. So y'all stay tuned, hang in there with us. Appreciate you joining in. Again, drop some comments down below and let me know what you think about this pre-rut scrape, then rut, and then post-rut late season as they get back on late season food, trying to find where they're gonna get their warmth from as it gets colder. All right, you guys stay tuned. Appreciate you. Just wanted to, I was getting down out of the stand and just noticed this right behind the tree that I was in. This is new. Hadn't been there very long because the last time I was here it wasn't there. So I can kind of, I don't know if you can see the ground kind of turned up right there. This had to be one of these, what I call bonus bucks that I haven't seen all year that did this coming through here. So it's again, late season, can't give up on it. They're still doing something. Had to turn the camera back on. As you saw just a minute ago, I found the rub behind the stand, and I've been seeing bucks come past my camera coming from hanging the wood line on the food plot. But this is another scrape. As you can see, there's tracks in there. There's fresh tracks because we've had some rain this week. Thursday, and today is Saturday, so these are new tracks in this scrape. It's on the edge of this food plot, and there's another scrape right down through there. So broken limb. I'll put the bucks in the video that I think did this, but you should have saw them on the last video. But it's some stuff definitely going on. Probably some yearlings that hadn't been bred, but it's definitely going on. So I might be back in here this evening because, like I said, I had a bunch here last night, so I hadn't made my mind up yet. Y'all stay tuned. I'm out here at the farm. Wanted to do a little segment about late season food and the importance of it. We've done this food plot for a couple of years, mixture, a fall mix, but
added some radishes and turnips to it. Just wanted to do a video so you guys could see what's when the food gets scarce, why we do this food plot, and what you give me some input on what you think in your experiences. But I'm gonna pull up one of these turnips we got here out of the ground that we've got here. You know, and I think if you guys watch my channel, you've seen the video on. I kind of did just an aerial view of one on how it looked before I pulled it out of the ground. But I thought I may pull it out of the ground, man, because these things are some of the biggest turnips I've ever seen. I mean, I can't even get my hand around, both hands around it. So the circumference it's huge. Got some videos, some deer in here browsing, laying down early season, just nibbling on some of the new growth. Let me grab a radish here as well, because they're gigantic as well too. So these are some of the radishes that's been grown. These are white radishes, but and your turnip. So this is a very, very important part of late season because all the food gets scarce. The deer have browse. The acorns have gone bad, or we had a plentiful crop of acorns, but they couldn't eat them all, so they all went bad. But now we got the water oaks that are here that are pretty good, and they're eating those as much as they can. So, and those are getting scarce before they go bad. So this late season food right here, you can't beat it. So I'll have a hunt out here probably tomorrow, so we can kind of see if we can get some deer laid down out here. But I'm gonna pan it around so you guys can get a good look at the food plot. You can kind of see everything. We've got some cold weather, so they're starting to wilt, and their sugars rise to the top, so they're gonna be all over these things as the season winds to an end and going into January and late February when it gets extremely cold here in South Carolina. But again, give you a reference point. I wear a size 13. You can see these things are gigantic. So late season food makes a huge difference, and you can see some of the clover we got here on the side, on the outskirts of that. But very, very important part of late season, and can make a difference on keeping your deer healthy, replenishing them from the rut. So it's about a 3-acre plot. So you guys let me know what you think. Stay tuned, more to come. The Passion 365, the fruits of our labor, no pun intended. Thanks for joining in. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, guys.
All right, we back in. This is the December 20th evening hunt. Back in the same spot I was this morning, sitting on a food plot. So yesterday was pretty eventful around 4:15, 4:30. So I'm hoping today will be the same. As you guys saw in the video from this morning, found a fresh scrape, fresh rub. I think I may have missed it, but hopefully I didn't. That all the action was earlier this week on Monday, Tuesday. So still not out of the play yet. Still not out of the question, not out of play, but we're gonna sit back and watch this sun drop, because I am west facing right now. If you can't tell, the sun's beaming. Got south winds, 7 mile an hour, blowing my scent that way. So hopefully the deer filter out in the front from the left. They typically do in the evenings. So you guys hang in. See if we can't get on the ground. Stay tuned, more to come. As you can see in the video, he would not leave. He did not like my e-bike, and it was other deer in the woods that he went. I can still hear him blowing. I guess he went to go conversate with and would never step out into the plot, but just walking on the edges, right on the inside of the tree line. So I've had to do a coyote call to try to run him off. So he's still not satisfied with that either, but I'm gonna have to try to get down and pack it up. I appreciate y'all hanging in. Like, subscribe, and share. We don't always kill them on here, but we have a good time sitting in the tree, hanging out with you guys, enjoying this beautiful creation God has given us all. So, stay tuned, more to come. Had them out here, just not the right size, just not big enough. Packing up. Peace. All right. We have made it into the stand, gotten everything set up and ready to go. December 22nd. Half a day at work. Had to go take care of some things, but made it back to get in the stand. So, I'm at the farm hunting a spot. I have not hunted all year. One of our small food plots. What we call a lone tree. It's a tree in the middle of a field. It's the only tree out here really that's climbable. We put a food plot in here backed up to some bedding on the left and the right. So we're gonna see if we can't get it done. Maybe some doe patrol. Maybe this buck that was on the camera. I don't even know what to call him. He's a 7-point. I have to think of a name and drop it in the video when I name him. I may call him Willie. Willie Wonka, because his rack is kind of wonky. So, gonna sit back, wait till deer 30. Got the boomstick, so can reach out and touch somebody. Well, like, subscribe, and share. Guys, up to 99 subscribers. I appreciate everybody who's subscribed so far. Try to bring you some real, true content while we're out here hunting, doing what I love to do. So it's not a kill every video. You may not see a deer every video, but we're out here spending time in the woods, enjoying this creation that God has blessed us all with. So don't let life pass you by where you're so busy at work and running kids to ball games and practice that you don't sit back every now and then and just watch a good sunrise and a sunset. So I'll throw one of those in here for you guys too, in case you have been so busy you haven't been able to really enjoy a good sunset or a sunrise, but your boy does every chance I get. So appreciate y'all joining in. Hang tight. Alright, we're going to end this video. No deer. Temperature dropped really good. I thought we might get some on these food plots, but Max is at the big food plot and I'm at the small one, so these deer must gonna move late. Wasn't as cool today as I would have liked, but don't know until you go. So, like I said, won't be a lot of Won't always be killing on this channel, but it's always gonna be some hunting. I guarantee you that. So appreciate y'all joining in. Stay tuned. We'll get it going. Thanks for joining. All right, getting ready to prepare for a hunt with my buddy Lee. He helped us with some water issues over at my dad's place, and we talked about different places to hunt. So we ended up coming over here to the farm, and I was taking him to the big food plot. He wanted to ride on the back of the truck. So I told him, I said, let's drive down so we don't leave any scent trails. So we're driving down to the big food plot, and he sees a doe bedded down in the thicket here. As you can see, it's thick. Saw her bedded down and saw her ears move, so then he saw the buck beside her. Their beds are right here. I'll spin it around so you guys can see what it looks like. Their beds are right there. She was laying right here. He was laying right there. So I saw him draw his gun through the rearview mirror, and I just thought he was looking through the scope, and he didn't pull it down, so I stopped. He took a shot, and they both jumped up and ran. So not sure if he hit him, because he was shooting at the buck, and it was a pretty decent buck. It was a good buck, at least 3 or 4 years old, if not older. When he was running, I was checking out the horns and the mass on it. But we're out here tracking right now. This happened at 1:30. It's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard right now, and we ain't even made it to the stand to hunt, and he's already taken a shot. So I would say that's a good day. Southwest winds, southwest, blowing up towards the way we were coming in. That's why I chose this spot. But the deer were also bedded up on this ridge, in this thicket, so they can see our access. So note to self, southwest winds, you may want to not enter in from this side. So access is most important. Can't stress it enough. But I'm gonna get back to trailing this deer with Lee. He's over the hill here. He said he may have missed it, but I did see the doe get ahead of the buck when they were running. He kind of slowed down going over the ridge, so going towards the big food plot. So we're gonna go take a look and see what we can find. Y'all stay tuned, more to come. All right, finally made it to my spot. Doing something a little different today. I'm hunting from the ground. December 23rd, over at the farm, watching this ridge. I hunted this ridge out of my saddle, and at the bottom of the ridge is where what I call my little honey hole. I only go to once or twice a year, maybe 3 times, but I'm at the top of the ridge here. Last time I was here, I was walking out. I had deer blow at me over here when I was coming out in the dark. So I decided I'm gonna sit. I got a triple trunk tree here. I'm in between these trees here. I got one in front of me to try to conceal myself the best I can on the ground. So I got the camera set up. I got the boomstick right there leaning up against there. So I'm in a chair, just sitting here trying to way down deer 30. So southwest winds, it's blowing back up towards the road. So any deer coming from the bedding area out into the ridge to feed, browse, I'll see them, unless they go extremely low to the creek. But traditionally they come out into this ridge top here, and food plots behind me. So I'm guarding the goods back here. So hopefully I can get something on the ground, trying to get to the goods. So not ideal weather either. 68 degrees. Supposed to turn cold after Christmas, the Monday after Christmas. Supposed to drop from 71 to 34. What you think that's gonna be like? So Just to catch up on the situation with Lee, I know I did a little quick video before we got in the woods. We gave it the old college try. I think Lee missed it. He was right on the back of the tailgate. And I stopped because I saw him throw his gun up. He was aiming. I thought he was just looking through a scope initially, but he had a buck and a doe bedded down. He didn't see the buck at first. He saw the doe bedded down. He saw her ear move as we was driving down the entrance to the big food plot because we didn't want to leave scent. But those deer were bedded down with the wind at their back, and they was watching that roadbed where we walk in at. So freaking smart. So, but he caught her ear movement, and when he looked through his scope of his gun, he saw the buck bedding down right beside her. Now again, folks, it's December 23rd, and he's tending a doe. So we way out of whack. As far as buck to doe ratio, we should not have very many does getting bred this time of year, this late, but it happens. I guess it just depends on when they come in. And I got some genius over here to my left on the property line shooting his freaking pea shooter. So hopefully to push the deer out from this idiot later on when he decides to go inside, hopefully soon. But no blood from Lee's shot at the buck. I think he missed it. But man, what a freaking rush, adrenaline rush we had when we saw them get up and take off. So that's worth a hunt right there, just to be able to see a big buck bedded down like that. So y'all stay tuned, more to come. We're gonna see if we can't get it done. Thank you guys for joining in. Stay tuned. Okay, I just want to do a little check-in and give you an update. This guy on the property line at the farm has stopped shooting, but I don't know if he's in karate class or what, but this is unreal, man. I don't know what kind of kung fu he think he's doing over there, but this is terrible. So I'm hoping he pushes all the deer that were bedding over there from his karate class over into the woods where I'm sitting. So I'm hoping I could get him where you guys could hear him, but maybe he's tired. It's been going on for about 10 minutes. So unbelievable. So y'all hang in there. Stay tuned. We about to reach near 30. Sun's almost behind the trees. So hang in there. And that shoots just a gun range. Not this kung fu master on the other side of the property line. Stay tuned. Okay. I didn't hear Lee shoot, which he's sitting in the open food plot, so we still got light. I'm sure he can see, but I'm in the woods, and as you can see, it's kind of getting dreary in here where I can't see the sheep. So had a lot of squirrel action while I was sitting here. Had Kung Fu Master on the property line over there with his pea shooter and then his karate class. I don't know what that guy was doing this evening. Never heard that before. I've been here 4 years, so don't quite know what was going on. But we had a wild ride, literally, to get in the woods today. I got to my set a little later than I wanted to, but today's hunt was about Lee sharing this property that we are so grateful to have and be able to hunt at the farm. So Lee's a really good guy. I'll try to get him on camera. I don't know if he's camera shy or not whenever I get back to him, but I try to get him to talk about that experience on the back of the truck and seeing that doe and that buck bedded. Man, that was crazy. You know, I've seen some deer bedded this year in the stand. If you guys have not seen my Illinois Whitetail Bow Hunt episode 3, take a look at that one. That was pretty exhilarating, to say the least. A big 7-pointer bed down behind me in the saddle. But for you guys that have not subscribed yet, subscribe and check out that episode. There is a deer that hits the ground there. And get pictures of, and a little bit of excitement going on. But those of you who have not subscribed and seen it, please hit that subscribe and like button. I'm up to 99 subscribers, so I love to get that 100, get those triple digits, but the goal is to get to 1,000 plus. I would love to keep this thing going as long as possible, be able to share these experiences with you guys. But check out that hunt. Let's go. There he goes right there. Right on key, baby. Let's go. Let's go. So we got some more action coming. In the food plot, late season food is the title of this episode. There you have it. Just went down. Body's down, hopefully. Hopefully he didn't have another miss, but he was on the back of a truck. But your boy about to pack it up. I gotta holler at Lee and see what he's got. Y'all stay tuned, be more to come. All right, I done made it over here with Lee. We having some camera difficulties, but I made it over here with Lee. We're gonna go see what he's got on the ground. I was doing my closing video earlier, as you guys will see when I heard him shoot. Talked about earlier in the video too about him spotting that doe bedded down and then looked through his gun while he was on the back of the truck coming down here, and he saw the buck bedding with the doe. So he took a shot. We looked for blood for about an hour and didn't find any. So apparently he missed, not sure. He said he ain't real good freehanding, but he said he's a little camera shy. I ain't sure.
Yeah, Trey moved the truck, but I pulled the trigger on that buck. And these does down here, you know, I heard some coyotes hollering a little while ago, so if they done found a deer before I get there, I'm going to be eating coyote tonight.
So we're going to see what we got over here, but I ain't never seen nobody get a shot on a big buck, and he missed. I guess he missed. We couldn't find any blood for about an hour, and then at dark down here on the food plot, you know, I talked about late season food earlier in the video, but he gets a shot out here in this late season food and this big food plot out here you guys have seen on the channel. But you know, Chris from Blue Collar Bucks calls me the deer magnet, but I believe I done met my match tonight. This joke get a shot twice at deer in one day. So it was earlier in the day when he shot at that buck around 1:30 or so. We was coming back, but we're gonna go see what we got, see if we can't get some of this recovery as we walk up on it. Y'all stay tuned. Oh, I see blood. Yeah, I see blood there. Got it right there. Ooh, she's spitting right there. Got my blood light. You got it that way, Lee? Or did she go straight? Yep, I see it right here, right here. Okay. Yep, I see it right there. Yep. Well, no dice. Tracked the doe all the way down to the creek. It had really good blood at the entry.
It looked like lung, part of lung. I don't know what it was. It could have been muscle, but deer was just bleeding. Just bright red flesh, like a flesh wound. So he had 2 deer standing side by side. He shot one. He thought it may have hit both of them, but one of them dropped, and her head, she was kicking on the ground. He just sat down, watched her kick, and then he said she raised her head up, and it was just too dark for him to shoot. I guess hindsight for Lee, he said he probably should have walked down there and put another one in her, but he thought she was going to expire right there. So, no dice. We've been on the track here for a couple of hours, and we lost blood right down at the creek. I think we bumped her one time, so we backed out. I'll probably come tomorrow at some point. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and I got a lot going on tomorrow, so see if we can't find her. It ain't too hot tonight, but we did hit a coyotes. I think I mentioned that earlier when I stopped the last video and we found blood, but it was them yotes was barking. So no dice, not a good ending to this story, but man, what a day, what a hunt. They definitely coming to the greens tonight. Check some of my other cameras as well, and I'll throw a video of what was going on at the church, at the other plot at the church. So definitely was hitting the greens when it warmed up, but no dice for Lee. He told me I was gonna have to erase him from YouTube, but hey, we bring you the real deal. It happens. So he said he just shot his gun yesterday. He was a little high at 150, so he made the adjustments. He knocked it down three inches, and he packed it up in the truck. He didn't make another shot after that, but so needless to say, I think we're gonna try to do it again Saturday, but he's gonna shoot that gun again before he comes back, he said, I'm sure. So more to come. We'll find out when he shoots it again what that shot was like when he puts it back on the target. So we're gonna wrap it up for today. Great day to be in the woods. So appreciate y'all joining in. Peace.